going, guys? Out riding on the Beta today, doing some single track with a few other guys. Got a good friend from Georgia with me today, Jack. And for some reason, we're having some issues with the carb on this Beta today. I don't know what happened, if we got some bad gas in there, but this thing is not running right down off the bottom end. I think something happened with the gas. We were messing around with it. It has always run like a screaming eagle, but it's got no power off the bottom end right now. It's like it's starving for fuel. It's like it's running way too lean off the bottom end. You can't hear it now. But yeah, it's got a major little bog. So anyway, because the bike isn't running quite right, it's a little bit more effort to make it go places.
So guys, want you to watch something here. There's going to be a little tree. It's not even a big log to get over, and because the bike will bog, it will go whoa, and then it'll just die, and then it'll actually try to take off out from under me, and I just go careening over into the tree. Watch this.
Damn thing. Bog. I was just telling the guys back there that because the bike has zero bottom end right now, log crossings are hard.
Let me just be clear, because the motor on this Beta has always left nothing to be desired to me. Once I figured out how to get the thing to run a little bit and to open up, it's had a ton of power, and it's had power throughout the entire RPM range. Something weird happened here though. Every time I ran the bike, it ran really, really amazing, and then on this ride, for whatever reason, something was wrong with the carburetor. So it wasn't long after this that I returned the bike. In fact, I've returned the bike. I do not have it anymore in my possession. Thanks to Beta for letting me run this thing. I never did love the front forks. I always had a problem with them, and I had problems here and there with different things and different characteristics of this bike, but the motor was always awesome. It always had power everywhere. And so it was a little bit disappointing today, because I was letting my friend Jack ride this thing, and then we just couldn't, it wasn't running perfect, and I was like, I'm going to put you on my KTM because I know my KTM is running perfect. And so shout out to Jack there. Anyway, the bike was, once you get it up into the RPM range, then it was fine. It just, right off idle and stuff, it just would not run. I want you guys to notice something. It's loose and it's rocky and I'm suffering for traction. See that rock right there? It was that rock where you heard the bike spin up, right? That was actually a big rock right in the middle of the trail. And you notice I just slammed right over it. And that's because straight lines are typically faster. I try to go in a straight line because usually they're the fastest way to get through something. Even if it's not the best line, a straight line is usually stronger. A straight line is usually faster. And so even if it doesn't look like the best line, if I can go straight and slam over or slam through a rock garden, I can carry more speed if I do that than trying to skirt around it, especially when I'm suffering for traction anyway in a situation like this. So I'm just kind of going along, and I'm probably going about 80% as fast as I feel comfortable going on this bike, because I've never been as comfortable on these front forks as I have some on my other bikes. So I'm just kind of tooling along, but I'm not going slow. And then here in just a second, I'm going to look over my shoulder and I'm going to be surprised. So you ask, what did I see there? Well, I saw my good friend Jack. I hesitate to say this, but Jack is 33 years older than me, and that sucker was right on my butt. I was like, my mind exploded. I'm like, what a freaking boss. I cannot tell you how inspiring it was to see Jack right there behind me. And I thought, and it's tighter right here, so I couldn't pick it up, but I thought, I've got to click up, and we've got to get this beta moving, because I am going to get worked by Jack. And man, it was so fun. I loved riding with him, and it's inspiring. It's inspiring what you can do on these dirt bikes. You're only as old as you think you are, and here Jack is just showing me the business right behind me. I love riding this time of day. It's cool. Got good lighting. You know, when Jack's back at home, he's got a Sherco 300 SEFR that he rides, and he's got that thing set up for him. I mean, he's got a recluse on that thing to keep it from stalling. He's got a left-hand rear brake, and that would have come in really handy for him. This is much steeper than it looks. It's like you're going straight down. It's like you're going to go over the bars. And here he is on my foreign, KTM 250XC that he's never ridden before, and he's doing it without his right-hand rear or his left-hand rear brake. He's doing it without the recluse, and it was really inspiring to see him just go down, because this isn't the type of stuff that he's got back in Georgia, and he just goes down this thing like a boss, totally fearless, makes it down perfect. And yeah, I mean, my thought is on Recluse, on left-hand brakes, on some of those things, if it's something that helps you to ride, and it's something that's like, I'm not going to ride unless I have this on my bike, then go ahead and do it. For me, I'm a little bit of a purist, and Jack and I were talking about it, and we've talked about it multiple times, and I'm going to review a Recluse. Eventually, I'll review a left-hand brake, but for now, I'm just exploring the dirt bike in its pure form, which is I've got a clutch on my left, I've got a brake on my right hand, I've got the brake under my foot, and I've got to use all those controls in conjunction that way. But if you're at a point of your life, or you just have a bike, like you got a 454 stroke or a 354 stroke that you can't keep running on trails like this, if a Recluse is going to make it able for you to ride the thing, I say go for it. On the bikes that I'm mostly riding, on the 2-strokes, I don't need the Recluse. And anyway, I'll probably run a Recluse next year if I can get my hands on a 450 or something, and we'll just kind of see how that goes. Just to kind of give you a little bit of an insight of kind of where I'm thinking. A 450, I would like to do a Honda 450 RX, the CRF 450 RX next year. I wish they'd put out the 250 version of that, and then I'd actually rather do the 250. But I think it doesn't look like they're going to have that out. So I might like to get a Honda 450 next year to just kind of put through the paces. I'll probably have a Beta 390 coming up. I didn't completely alienate myself from the Beta folks, the good people over at Beta, and so I think they're going to get me a Beta 390 race edition to kind of put through its paces a little bit later in the year or early next year. We'll just kind of see how that goes. I've got a bunch of bikes. I'm also still kind of interested to see if I can get one of those KTM 250 TPIs, the fuel-injected 2-stroke. So I got a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of things on the docket. So anyway, it's just so fun to get out and do these rides and to be in nature. It's just a blast. And riding dirt bikes is just, it's been so fulfilling to me. And I can't tell you how much it's blessed my life just to be able to have something like this to get out and do. I'll probably do a follow-up video on this, but whether you're riding a Beta or a KTM or a Yamaha or a Sherco or a Honda or a Kawasaki, they're all great bikes. They have different nuances about them, but every one of them are more capable than I am. Some of them I feel more comfortable on because of one characteristic or another, but you can adjust to that stuff, and it's amazing what you can get out of these bikes if you'll just put in the time and realize that it's more about the Indian and not the Aero. It's more about you, the rider, and less about the bike than we want to admit sometimes. So just food for thought. I'll probably do a whole video on that topic because it's been on my mind lately.